How we doing, chosen ones? Welcome, welcome. Bam, bam, bam. Look at those guns. I've been actually working on my backward dumbbell moves in the gym, and I kind of want to ask people if I'm doing it right, because I feel like I try and keep it. You're supposed to keep it here, and then go up, right? And I just do a 10 pound or five. I think yesterday I might have done 10. I went hard yesterday, and I didn't wake up that sore, and I was like, okay, this is gonna take time. I just wish I could get to the point where I get sore. I really need a workout where I'm feeling it the next day. But I've been doing 45 minutes every day type of thing. So a lot of cardio, so everything's a little bit more lean. Which is cool. It's great. All of this is good. This is a good start to get back into the fitness life and just the lifestyle of being healthy and taking care of the body that God gave me. But yeah, welcome to the Kimberly Ponce channel. If you're new here, welcome. Bienvenidos. We are the chosen ones on this channel, and it's a guide on how to do your best in this life as a chosen one, and tips along the way of being able to manage the different chaotic obligations and experiences that we go through as chosen ones while we're living in this time of spiritual warfare that's very, very heavy and oppressive. There's a community here where you're absolutely most welcome to share your thoughts, your knowledge, or just tune in if you're curious on how to live your best life as a chosen one during this time of spiritual warfare. Yeah? Gucci? Louis? Prada? Today's video, I want to specifically go over how to deflect gaslighting. And actually the first way to deflect gaslighting is to just not even be around that person because you know that they do it, right? So if you can, exit, and avoid, because even being near them within the same even residence, you'll feel and pick up energy depending on how sensitive you are to others. And if you're an empath like me, then you're able to pick up more than just vibes and energies. You can depending on I get full-on thoughts sometimes from other people, and it's really uncomfortable. So I try and be so careful about where my energy goes and how I direct it and who siphons it from me, because any little person in the day that you interact with, not to be morbid, but technically they're taking away your life. If you any second that you give to another person, if you're focused and you're on then this person, they're taking life force out of you, even if it's just a pleasant interaction that's this is what I'd like for my coffee, and then a number 3 grilled cheese with sriracha sauce, please. That's an interaction that takes something out of you, and it might not be very much, but if you have a horrible time doing it, and the person's nasty for some reason, and we've all had these terrible experiences in public, especially nowadays post-pandemic, right? Then it's gonna take a lot out of you, even if it's a pleasant one though, and it can boost your mood if it was pleasant, but it's still a distraction. Any person in the day is a distraction in the sense that they're within your energy sphere. And if you're just really trying to stay focused, I recommend a lot of isolation and really, really keeping your head down. And you don't have to stop. For people that live in the city, you don't have to stop for no one. Just so you know. There's a lot of people being accosted. That's how the city goes. But especially as a woman, you don't have to stop. They scream at you and get mad at you, but you don't have to stop. Keep going. There's no reason that this person really, like, even if they're saying that they're on fire, you just yell back at them, roll around, and good luck. Like, that's borrowing some comedy from Liz Miele. She said like, even if I was on my way home and somebody comes up and tells me that they're they're on fire, I would just say roll around or something like that. Like, there is no reason like why you have to. Don't feel bad about saying no to a person if they're coming up to you for some reason and you don't have to talk to them. You don't have to give them your time. Claim everything that you got in your day. That's your juice. That's your juice. There's unforecasted events in the day, so keep your juice until you need to fight. You know what I'm saying? It may not even be that intense, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, leave your juice, even if you want to get creative later. Like, leave that for you. Like, yeah, don't give yourself away. And really, like, with the energy and stuff is what I mean. Like, really keep your head down and, like, stoic. And just, like, these are just, like, general tips for protecting yourself in public. And I also don't walk on the sidewalk because I literally have such sensitive energy, like, whatever. I can pick up people's thoughts and energies and stuff, like, walking right next to them. So I just, like, or they're like, yeah, sometimes it's gross. Because there's a lot of bored men that don't have any occupation or obligation or employment or anything. And so they just sit and the event for them that day is every beautiful woman that walks past them. And they unabashedly stare from 50 feet away until the woman's 50 feet away from them again. And it's just the most horrible, like, gross, uncomfortable feeling. So I walk on the street. Like, in the little bike lane. That's where I would longboard anyway. Right now, I'm, like, chilling, not super longboarding, because my knee kind of needs a little break. So it's good. You know, I'm making it stronger and stuff, like, strengthening what I need, and being intuitive with my body, like, what needs to be strengthened. But yes, you don't have to walk so close to people. Just so you know, like, in the grocery store, if someone's, like, too close to you, like, it's so annoying, I know. Just politely say, like, can I have a little bit more space? Or, you're in my bubble. I feel like that's pretty justifiable to say to people. Like, some people get really huffy and puffy because they just want to get home with their food. But don't start anything. But if someone's too close to you and there's no need for them to be siphoning off your positive energy when they're waiting and you're waiting for the next person in front of y'all to finish up, here's a receipt, okay? Like, you could stand farther away. Getting closer to me isn't going to get you a faster checkout, so can you please back up? Like, that type of thing. Like, you're within your rights to ask for your boundaries to be respected with a complete stranger, with a person you've been with for 20 years or longer, with your mom or your dad, or with your damn pet. Like, you are it. You're in control, not them. You are in control, not them. You are in control, not them. So, deflecting gaslighting, when you're absolutely not able to leave the premise or the area, or say this is a temporary situation, but you know that the boss that you're currently with just daily gaslights you. Or it's like this internship that you just really need, and it's your next step, and then once you're out of this internship, then you can get the actual job that you want, or the start of the business you've actually been dreaming of your whole life. Whatever the situation may be, if you're unable to completely avoid this person that gaslights you, first of all, lo siento, and, like, I'm sorry that you're going through this, but the best thing to do in the moment is honestly continue the conversation on the same, like, wave that it's on. So let them think that you're unbothered, but what you do is actually answer their questions in a way that's not really answering their questions, but give them a little bit of information so that you remain on the same wave in this, like, interaction that you're having. It's kind of all about being on your toes and being on guard, unfortunately. And so that's why gaslighting is so hard on one's mental health, is because you can't just relax and be like, okay, or like eat a meal, or like just take your shoes off and kick back. Like you're always kind of like, am I about to be like full of self-doubt? Like that's what gaslighting feels like, because they're constantly like pouring that into you. And so the way to completely avoid that, if you can't avoid the person, avoid their tactic that you can clearly see that's happening, right? So like if, for example, they're asking you a question that's closed, and so it's either like a yes or a no. And so what you can do, like what we've seen all politicians do our whole lives, is like reformulate the question, or kind of like distract from whatever yes or no question they're trying to pigeonhole you into, essentially. Because if you say like yes or no and like give into what it is that the frame that they're attempting to put you in, that is the emotional affliction. And I don't care what gender you are. Gaslighting is evil, like inflicted on either gender. Like it's evil. It's evil. It's evil. It's just it's like it's. Ugh. So if you can't avoid the person, avoid their tactic, okay, and try and end the situation as soon as possible. But if you are just answering their questions, so easy for them. So easy for them. Think a little bit more, think a little bit harder, think a little bit smarter about, if you're in a situation you gotta be a fighter and like be a mental warrior through this, then I know God is gonna get you through it. And the best way is just kind of like act like unbothered. That's always the best. Like out of all this stuff, like getting gang stalked, getting targeted, phone call spams in the middle of your exam or when you're working, and being spied on 24/7. Like it's a lot for those that are chosen and are targeted. So it's quite a bit, and it takes a toll on one's mental health. So the best thing we can do is act unbothered, and eventually you will kind of just gain an indifference to like all the shenanigans, and like they'll like eventually fade off. Like generally, hopefully that's usually how it goes. But if you're doing stuff, they're watching, and if you're doing stuff, they're trying to stop you. So keep those things in mind, but the more unfazed you act, the more it pisses them off. Yes, and then I also wanted to give a little bit of inspiration about, the Bible, because God is here for us, and He knew that we were going to be the peculiar people, and that people were going to hate us because of Him. So actually, I was just kind of like getting ready for the video today, and like Roman, and kind of doing the little pacing thing that I do, you know. And I heard like Bible, or I was like Bible, and I was like, okay, I'll get my Bible, and then I felt it. I was like, it was like, because I've been thinking lately that I've been wanting to read my Bible more and more, because I used to have a really good habit of reading it in the morning and then writing down verses, and that's what ended up happening today. So I'm so glad of just like hearing God's voice again, and getting back on this train of my life, of like what I know I can be, best I can be, and not limiting myself in any way, and like literally like soaring high heights that have never been like created or discovered before. Like literally like my mind and like my imagination right now, and like my ambition and ability to think that I can accomplish like a realistic and or like, you know, passion of mine, like it's there, and there's no limits, because I'm realizing that everything is literally within our own power of creation. Like we are our own creators of our own destiny. Pretty cool stuff. So I opened up the Bible, and it went to Jeremiah chapter 33, and I was like, that's cool. And then I was like reading a little bit, and then it was verse 3 that stuck out to me. Jeremiah chapter 33, verse 3. Call to me, and I shall answer you, and readily tell you great and incomprehensible things that you have not known. I thought that was pretty fantastic and increíble and just wonderful, because I was like, that's hilarious. God has a humor, because like I've been like sort of saying, I feel like in my heart that I want to talk to him again, and I want to be close with him and get back on that level of where I feel like I just have him, or it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, this is really, really beautiful, and this is making me think about like any 90s or 80s movie where like that character, like Becky, is just like popping bubble gum, and she's got like big old like sunglasses on or something, and she's just like, tell me something I don't know, Gina, like, you know, or something like that. She's just like bored with what life is, things that they know, things that they are expected to do, and like that teenage angst or something of like, tell me something I don't know. Like, that is kind of like God's being so funny. I felt like he was being like so funny when he showed me this one verse out of the Bible today, and it was like, call to me and I shall answer you and readily tell you great and incomprehensible things that you have not known. And that's what I like desire. Like, that's what I love. And like, I feel like God really does have a relationship with each and every single one of us. It's absolutely fantastic. So somebody's knocking at the door, but fuck that. Sketchy F, not answering. I'm busy. I'm freaking working, yo. So yeah. Call to me and I shall answer you and readily tell you great and incomprehensible things that you have not known. God is there for us. He is your friend. Oh my fuck. Okay. I'm sorry, this is not a good time.
Oh, no, I told you that.
Zero idea who those people are. Literally zero idea who those people are. Literally zero idea who those people are. And I hate how my heart starts to race faster when I don't know what's happening though. That feeling. Okay. So annoying, like I'm trying to do my YouTube video, grr. But I get everything on video because you never know what's gonna happen. So it was literally like a little boy and then two grown men adults. I'm like, never seen them before in my life. I have no idea what's happening. So yes, as we were saying, Jeremiah 33, verse 3. Call to me and I shall answer you and readily tell you great and incomprehensible things that you have not known. And I also wanted to recommend that daily, like your responsibility, like your education is your responsibility. And I say that with love. I just mean, you know, if you're going through things and it's hard, try and think about what questions you could ask Google that will bring you some relief of pain or frustration or stress, or relieve you from feeling at least alone in the feelings that you're feeling. Like, really go, like, there's no excuse in today's day and age, 2023, to not have the answers. Because we got them at our fingertips, yo! Let's go! Boop. Oh yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. It was kind of funny. I was thinking in my mind when I was getting ready for the video to share with y'all today is like, the person that's like taking your energy. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Shang-Chi with Simu Liu, the main character, and Awkwafina, the female character. The antagonist in the film is like the mega soul sucker darkness dweller that sucked all the souls from, as the legend goes, according to the legend of Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings, that the mega soul sucker, darkness dweller, sucked all of the energy out of people in the village of Wenwu. And so it's like this big dragon that like stays in like the mountain and like comes out and like literally soul sucks, like kind of like the same situation in Harry Potter where they like take the soul out of the person. But literally, like that example in both of those media examples kind of really reflect and resemble what it's like when you're just having a mundane conversation with an energy vampire, or someone who's a narcissist, or someone who's gaslighting you actively in the conversation because they're just like, because if they're saying like, I was like thinking like different examples, there's gaslighting sneaky, but it's so in your face it's hard to call out because it's not egregious enough line by line to criticize and or defend oneself, because it's so mundane and perpetuated in the institution of a conversation. It's insane how we even like discovered how to like protect ourselves against gaslighting, because it's so sneaky like that, and that's why it's evil. Just so y'all know, I feel lit about this combo in this topic. So yeah, don't even interact with these people, because they're, the longer that you're even in their presence, their negative light. It's like, you can see it if you try and activate your ability to see others' auras and stuff. Like you can see somebody's like happy, like they're like, it seems like the world around them is a little bit brighter and more open, right? It seems like they have like this space above them and like things are big. If someone's like, you can see it, it's like this cloud of like raining like over them, and it's like, and it's morphing in. That's like little tips too. If you're out in public, you can kind of read others' auras and energies. If you kind of see that, you don't necessarily need to see like colors, but you can see the countenance. In the Bible it says the countenance is everything of a man, and so if it's zooming in, then it's kind of like a low energy, low vibration person who's probably not going to boost you in any way, so stay away from them. But if you see someone who's like just looking abundant and so much energy and bubbly, and like, that's a person that probably will boost you and probably has really good vibration and auras. So don't even be in that person's presence, because the longer that you're in their presence, even just standing within 6 feet, they're dimming your light. They're sending you that hate and that negative energy. So try and just not even be around them. Do your best to just completely avoid those negative people that want to bring you down. They get a little excited because anytime that they see you, they know that they get to feel just a little bit better by putting you down. Ugh, I hate to share the truth, but that's the truth. Let's see, I think that's pretty much it. I wanted to share like a couple of one last point, like on how to make your life a little bit more efficient for those that feel like things are just so chaotic right now, like in the spiritual world, but also like in the world. Like we have inflation, and it might be hard to stay efficient because our attention is being pulled in so many different energies and people, and you know, advertisements and billboards and everything. If you click the bell notification, you get a notification, like even if it's a show that you love and you got a notification on a channel that you love, it's still something that's taking your energy in different directions. So how to make your life more efficient and how to make your like mental more efficient is to declutter, and then like, you know, you don't need a lot of the stuff that's like laying on the table, for example. A lot of it's receipts, a lot of it's old wrappers. Declutter your space and your mental will come into a lot of alignment, and organize and simplify. So if you want a color code, that's up to you. But yeah, simplifying whatever it is. So like, don't make a mountain out of a mole. Yeah, don't make a mountain out of a molehill, like that type of mentality. And then another tip is to get your wardrobe down to 10 items or less. That's something that, you know, cool if you could do it, but that would be really hard personally for me because I love fashion. So you can have a lot of clothes, but if you just keep like 10 main items that you're going to wear throughout the week, that can really speed up a lot of things in your day. In and out of the apartment, in and out of the house, and you're doing different types of activities, kind of having it all like laid out, like these are the 10 items I'm going to wear this week, and like you know what you're going to do this week, and kind of like setting some time on Sunday or something like that to prep helps a lot. I think that's everything I have for y'all today. Just protect your energy, please, and call on God, and he says he will answer you and readily share things with you that are incomprehensible and things that you have not known. So how cool is that? That's like literally so cool. Continue to research, use primary sources, secondary sources. When you have a conversation with somebody and you take their information at face value, that would be like, one way to learn. Another way to learn is to go directly to a primary source at your local library, or downloading a Kindle book on something you've been thinking about for a while. You're getting information from a primary source. That's legit, right? So your education is your responsibility. Look up books on matters that you want to know more about, that you care about. Read. There's plenty online now, and there's so much information that we can teach ourselves. If there's anything you're going through, ask yourselves, how can I educate myself to overcome this? Good stuff? Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Google is cool like that. We really get the chance in this day and age to take initiative of our own self-efficacy, as well as our own self-productivity, as well as like self-accountability with learning what we have learned, because you can go back through your history and see what it was that you were researching a lot during that one season of your life. I love to do that. That's so cool, because then you see modern day, like, oh my gosh, that really came off because I studied that one thing so much or something. Pretty cool stuff. I'm a ball of energy and excited for the day, as usual. I hope you guys really got something from this video and or enjoyed the content. I'm like super enjoying doing this. I don't even know what's gonna come next. I'm just so excited to go to the gym. Like, I'm lit. Anytime I like move my body more and more, I always get into this stage of like, wow, like, it's so cool to be connected to my body, and then I basically don't want to do anything else, or I look forward mostly to every day going to the gym. What's cooler than using this body that God gave me, and vice versa for you guys? Like, what's cooler than like engaging your muscles that literally God gave you? Like, God wants us to take care of our bodies, and it just feels so good to do that. It just does. Well, you guys, stay tuned for more awesome content. I really appreciate y'all tuning in and being so keyed in, and your comments and likes. If you were moved by anything, you can always email me, or I'm really not on Insta right now because it overwhelms me. But you can email me and we can talk about anything. If you want to talk about anything, I'm here to discuss like the topics of the video. And honestly, I'm just a really friendly person, so if you just want to shoot me an email and say hey, I will likely respond and say hey, thanks for being a subscriber. Alright guys, I love you so much. I'm gonna go. You stay safe. You know what comes next. You stay blessed. You stay a chosen. Peace.